Alright, so there's two things I'm doing right now. First thing I'm actually doing is I'm going to change out some of the magnets I use in the magnetisation of my Land Raider. What I did is I actually went to Home Depot, got little bitty washers, and I'm going to use those instead of magnets on both sides because if you use washers instead of magnets, you don't got to worry about polarity. So luckily I have the right tools. So you should be able to just pop right off. Thanks to the wonders of super glue. There it goes. That one came off rather easily. Yay, magnets stick to the X-Acto knife. And then one on the other side. And the best thing about not doing magnets on both sides, in addition to the whole not having to deal with polarity, is you don't have to worry. So this is being a little bit more of a pain. Get in there. Let's do it from the other side, maybe. You actually get more for your money that way. I know a lot of people do magnets on both sides and then have to worry about polarity, but I think that by doing it this way, you get more for your money, really. And hobby's expensive enough as it is. Try to save as much money as we can. Looks like this one's being a bit of a pain. It's not coming off as easy. Let me see. What's new? I did pick up some of the Masters brush cleaner. I'll show you that in a second. As recommended by Awesome Paint Job. I'm gonna put a link to their site, to their website and their channel on my sidebar because that's an invaluable resource and that's, you know, a good way to cut your thumb. Let's see if we get it. Oh, look at that. Where is it? Did draw a little, not that big of a deal. Nothing that can't be taped up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look through all our tools and our mess on the desk. And also earlier for the super glue, we're just gonna take two of these little bitty washers, which are just little metal washers I got from Home Depot. You get a bag for like $1. So, and the magnets actually got at Hobby Lobby because I never want to actually order them because this was going to be my first experiment. It looks like today's just going to be difficult. Super glue top isn't coming off very easy. Probably dried in there. Looks like we have a nice thing of super glue that decided that it doesn't want to come off. Remember, children, things will always be as difficult as they need to be. So we're not going to mess with that. We're just going to get a brand new one. I always loved how super glue is weighed in grams instead of liquid. I guess it's weird. It's not a liquid, not a solid. Yay. And we can just... that cut went kind of deep. It's still bleeding a little. But let's actually scrape some of this dried super glue off. I know I completely come off camera. We're gonna have to retouch that up with some paint. Remember the most important thing when you're working with magnets is to let them dry completely. Otherwise, they tend to pull out of the sockets. That is something I did learn doing this the first time. And if they pull out of the sockets, they don't hold right. And if they don't hold right, you've completely defeated the purpose. Making something out of nothing. So let's get this one on here. There we go. Oh, that's not going to stay. And through the magic of video editing, I think we're going to come back when this is sealed. And we're back. Actually got 3 prinos on their backs, like turtles. They're screwed. But yeah, these are 3 of my predators that I converted. And you can see there's a little metal disc there, and I'll show you why. Did the same thing I did with the Land Raider, put 2 washers on, so that way we can get these which decide to attack each other. You can put the ass cannon there if you want to, or we can use, let me find the right side so at least looks appropriate. Heavy bolter also. And there's not a lot of pull, so they kind of come in on these. Actually, that's the wrong side. And that's why you wait till it dries, because sometimes you pull a little too much. But let's put this back on. But yeah, you kind of get the point as to what they're going here. So I have 3 of these guys, all done the same way. You can see a decent amount of pull. You can hear that snap. But on the top, what I did is I actually took some poker chips, and they've been painted with little magnets on the bottom, and that way you have these nice little heavy bolter, twin bolter thing. I guess you could run them as the same thing. You know, I don't think anybody would complain if they saw that and you said it was a rhino. I know I wouldn't. I think it looks good enough. And then, so here's my rhino. I'm gonna go over this and finish these up. I think these are finally done after years. So you can see it like that, and then these actually rotate, which is kind of cool. On the back, I found these little, I'm dropping everything here. These little floors on the back, so you can see it. It's a nice little touch to the back. So that's these, and then back on the Land Raider, we have those on the sides. Now I'm gonna go over and paint everything to make it look all pretty. Like, I might leave those silver, but those you get a nice amount of pull for your flamer, or that's the wrong one actually. Nice amount of pull for your flamer. So you get that in there. But yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about was this brush cleaner I actually got from, on recommendation of Awesome Paint Jobs YouTube and their website. What it is it's a Master's brush cleaner and preserver. You can get this at Hobby Lobby for like $7, or actually bought this at Michael's. They have, these are on clearance, or at least the one by my house. These are on clearance. It was $3.99, so actually I think that's a steal. What it is it's this little soapy residue stuff. You pretty much just add a little bit of water, rub your brush on it. You know, if it's a really dirty brush, you might have to do the process about 3 to 4 times, but I noticed it actually brought a lot of life to some of the older brushes I have. This is definitely a way to keep yourself, if you're like me and you buy cheaper brushes like the low cornel stuff, they'll definitely last you a good 2 to 3 armies, as opposed to only 1 before you have to get rid of them. But yeah, I like this. It's cheap. It's really easy to use. You just put a little bit of water, you know, rub the brush in here a little bit, rinse it off, dry it, do it a couple times. But yeah, definitely something I would actually recommend.